Let's go to Pat in New York City. Also wants to talk about Kushner. As I'm a shill, I won't talk about Trump and Kushner. Oh, I'm such a shill. Go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, you just made the comment about no matter who we put into office, we get the same results once they're in office. So do you think that it might be good to do more exploration of exactly who is the real continuity of government behind all these administrations?
Well, I think it's tough. I think that it's tough. Probably more than half of the COG that we want to identify is just unidentifiable. It's behind a mask. It's behind international corporation. It's behind Exxon getting a new pipeline into Syria. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't think that's true, and I don't think you think that's true.
Okay, then what exactly?
Don't want to say it.
Well, what do you want? What are we missing, Pat?
Hey, could I break in here for a second?
We're missing the PNAC picture, which they can change it from neoliberal to neoconservative to, Chabad Lubavitch or whatever, but it's the taboo subject that you don't seem to want to deal with.
What is it that you're saying we don't want to deal with exactly? Because you're here on the air.
The Zionist continuum that keeps controlling for their benefit.
So you're one of the people that thinks the Jews control everything.
Oh, hey, hold on. We have our resident.
Yeah, hold on. Let's go to our resident Jewish person here who's ready to go.
I was going to comment on something.
No, we're going to let you talk. Don't worry.
Okay, I was going to comment on something that happened 2 steps before this, and let's keep it at there because the Zionist thing is obviously way over the heads of most of our.
Well, this is why you have no
wait, let me step back a few steps.
Hey, you guys, I said this before. When the caller's not talking, you got to pop the caller down, guys. You got to bring it down so we can talk.
Step this back. When it comes to the COG agenda, that's where I think we're all at. Like last week during the Syrian missile strike, I think Trump missed his opportunity to go after the COG, period. That was his opportunity. That was his window. And instead of going after him, he went with them. And I understand what Mike Cernovich said about, this is a big boy world and a big boy place. And I gave that a lot of thought, and how when you become the president and you step onto a large playing field, you have to start playing the game with the big boys. I don't buy it. We elected a leader, and what we got is the same old stuff. Okay?
See, and I agree with that. And I think that...
And I'm going to tell you where Mike was wrong.
Go ahead.
Okay? He was saying that, you got to become part of the game. And what we wanted was somebody to lead us through the fog, not become part of the fog. And that's where he failed. And when he launched those missiles, he became part of the fog. He lost. It's over. I'm sorry. I mean, we should be going after the COG. We should be going after them. And that was our opportunity. And what Trump could have done is he could have said, let me step back, let me do an investigation, and let me expose the fact that it was people part of the COG, people who are in our government that committed this crime. Let's expose those people and yank them out. But instead of it, he became those people. It's over. It's over. What if China is behind North Korea? How do we know? There's a big piece of chocolate cake that was very impressive. We don't know this stuff. We got a guy in there. It's over. He's beaten. That's my point of view. Unless he could humble himself and come out to the American people and say, I was played. I'm going to backtrack on that. I'm going to expose the COG. I'm going to expose the criminals in our government. We have no shot. That's my point.
And that's why Rob Jacobson needs his own radio show. Pat, go ahead. Finish up. I know we cut you off. We're evil. Finish up. Tell us what we're doing wrong.
I just want to point out that you immediately jumped to infer that I was some kind of an anti-Semite or something by saying,
you're the one that went there, Pat.
Jew. I never said Jew.
You said Zionist continuum. What were you referring to?
And there are a lot of Christian Zionists. Now, I think you need to talk about the project of the New American Century and how this has unfolded since 9/11. These wars against Syria did not begin in 2011.
I agree.
The first American Arab Spring was in 2005. Okay, and that was arranged by the CIA and the Mossad in Lebanon, and the specific reason was to take out Assad by...
Okay, so thank you for the call, Pat. We've covered that, and I think that this is where...
No, you haven't.
Yeah, we have. This is ridiculous. I've worked here for almost a year, and I know for a fact that we've covered that. I've followed Infowars for 5 years. So maybe not in the exact light that you would like it covered. Maybe we don't see eye to eye on every issue. That doesn't mean that we're Zionist shills. But I think that my problem is, because I agree with what Rob said, and I still have like 1% hope that Trump is playing 890 chess or whatever, and he's got some move ahead. But I think that what Trump did, which made me feel as upset as Rob feels, is that he said, you know what? I'm not going to be that guy that takes all the slings and arrows. I'm not going to be the guy that fights every battle. I'm going to give up. I'm going to play politics. You guys can win this battle. Just let me get my domestic agenda through. As long as I can push my domestic agenda, as long as I can bring jobs back, then my popularity will skyrocket. And that's what I think Trump's main concern is at this point. Rob, do you?
There'll be more chocolate cake for everyone. It's a hard. First of all, we haven't even hit 100 days yet into the presidency.
Yeah, it's at like 86
and we've already convicted the guy of, maybe he had a misstep. We have to do our job to educate him as well. I think he's the first president that will actually listen to people. Maybe he won't. Maybe he is totally bought off and everything's a sham. Believe me, I've thought that many times.
I think he's Trump. I think he's Stepford Trump now is what I think. I think that somebody's got to him in some sense, and he says, just let me do my domestic agenda, and you guys have your.
And you guys can rule the world.
Yeah, you guys have your little Syrian agenda. Fine, whatever.